Sit in the holler, just me and the key, sending out words for a copper cent fee. Wind starts to howl across a desolate ridge. Tap, tap, tapping like a ghost on the bridge. I reckon it's just the storm moving through, but the machine is spelling out things that ain't mine. Oh, the wire is humming, it's singing the sin, letting the devil's own alphabet in. Hear the click-clack echo in the dead of the night, telling me secrets that vanish the hope. Preacher man's folly and the widow's deceit, spilled on the paper right here at my feet. I reach for the switch just to sever the line, but the copper is glowing, untangling the twine. It's wrapping the cabin, it's blocking the door, spitting out the night that I buried my shame. Oh, the wire is humming, it's singing the sin. The walls are all closing, the copper is thin. Hear the click-clack echo in the dead of the night, judging my soul in the flicker of dread. Dash! Dash! The metal is hot, it's burning my skin. It knows where I was and it knows where I've been. The paper is spinning right onto the floor. I can't take the sound of the truth anymore. It ain't just a machine, it's the voice of the dead, drilling the telegraph right through my... Yeah, the wire is humming, the message is clear. Ain't nobody coming to rescue me here. I'm trapped in the static, tied up in the spool, just a lonely old operator playing the fool. Down in the hollow where the cotton grows white, I ran the textile mill deep into the night, chained up the iron doors so the girls couldn't leave. When the fire caught the dust, I didn't even flinch. I took the insurance gold, built a house on the hill, but the wind in the chimney sounds just like the mill. Tonight there's a rattling from the dusty top floor, an old wooden loom just behind the locked attic. Oh, the shuttle goes back and the shuttle goes forth. Ain't no mercy blowing from the unforgiving north. Hear the wooden teeth biting in the dead of the night, weaving up a fabric that is pulling too guilty. And there ain't no yarn, just the smell of the smoke from the burning old barn. I look at my arms and the veins are turning black. Every time the treadle drops, I feel it in my bones. Oh, the shuttle goes back and the shuttle goes forth. The devil's collecting what my wicked soul is worth. The tapestry is showing every face in the flames, sewing up my lips so I can't speak my prayers.
Tear it down. Tear it down. Tear it down. Spindle is spinning right out of control. It's tying a knot round my withered old soul. I grab the hatchet to smash the machine, but the threads are pulling tighter than they've ever been. I'm unraveling alive, piece by bloody piece. Lord Almighty, just grant me the...
Yeah, the shuttle goes back, the fabric is done. I'm wrapped in the ash, blocking out the sun. Ain't nobody gonna find me in this empty estate. Just a tapestry woven by the hands of my fate.
The needles are quiet, the mill is asleep. I'm sewn in the dark, buried so deep.
Don't lock the doors, boys. They'll drag you. I dealt from the bottom in a Memphis saloon. Played a veiled stranger underneath a blood moon. I kept an ace hidden right up my sleeve. Won this Grand River boat, or so I'd believe. I took the big wheel, reckoned I was a king. But a rig deck don't ever buy a man a damn soul. Oh, the big wheel is turning, churning up the black mud. The river runs thick like a nightmare of sludge. I'm looking for the shoreline, a glimmer of light, but the Mississippi swallowing the stars in the abyss. Abyss. I walked down the deck to collect all my dues, but the passengers sit in the shadows' dark hues. No eyes in their sockets, no faces to show, just the men that I bankrupted a long time ago. I reach in my coat for the ace of the spades, but the card is an obituary that slowly just bleeds. Oh, the big wheel is turning, churning up the black mud. The stranger was death, I was playing with blood. I won the grand prize, now I'm chained to the wheel, a ferryman caught in the devil's arm. Trap, trap, trap. But you can't buy your way out of the devil's cheat. He let me win the hand, he smiled when I lied. Now I'm steering these ghosts to the other. Yeah, the big wheel is turning, the water is dead. The crown that I want is a curse on my head. Ain't no port of call, ain't no break of the dawn. Just a gambler who realized the game is still I skin the hide and I scrape the bone, working in the parlor all alone. Got a badger, a fox, and a big black bear. Stitched them up tight with a needle and guilt. I left old Elijah down in the mud, washed my hands of the river bottom blood, hid his silver coins in the hollow of the beast. Figured the dead wouldn't mind the thief. Oh, the amber eyes are tracking me tonight, shining in the flicker of the lantern light. 100 glass marbles watching me pace, striving to find a hiding place from the truth. Dust is settling on the coyote's snout, but I swear to the Lord that the eyes turned about. They're staring at the corner where the big bear stands, the one that I stuffed with my own two hands. Oh, the amber eyes are tracking me tonight. I turn my back, but I can't escape the sight. The silent menagerie is judging my soul, waiting for the devil to collect his due. Watch the thread, watch the thread, the heavy wax string. Watch the thread, it's pulling too tight. Watch the thread, the bear's chest is heaving in the middle of the night. Watch the thread, snap goes the first one, pop goes the next. Watch the thread, I'm trapped in the parlor, caught in a hex. There ain't no silver in the belly of the hide. Elijah's in there, and he's tearing from the canvas takes its toll. Got my copper plates and chemicals fixing to catch a soul. Prop the dead up in the parlor, paint their eyelids to look alive. Tell the grieving mothers that the spirit will rot. Mixed a new batch of silver in the dark room sink. Something unnatural in the water, darker than ink. Sat in the chair and pulled the string to test the blinding light. But the face that developed ain't exactly looking human. Oh, the flash powder burns, but the shadow remains. Got the silver nitrate pumping through my veins. Look at the tin plate resting on the mantelpiece. The thing standing behind me is waiting for my breath. I try to walk to the basin, but my knees are turning to stone. Hear a metallic scraping deep inside the bone. My skin's getting gray, flaking off like rusted lead, while the man in the photograph is lifting up his hands. Oh, the flash powder burns, but the shadow remains. I'm locked in the parlor, bound by chemical chains. Every time the sun goes down, he takes another stride, stepping out the copper plate to tear away my soul. My fingers won't bend to hold the rock. Smash the glass. I'm a prisoner inside my own grandfather clock. Smash the glass. He's pressing his face right up to the frame. Smash the glass. He's opening his mouth. He's stealing my name. The chemicals are drying, I can't blink my eyes. Lord, I ride into the holler when the typhus takes its toll. Got my copper plates and chemicals fixing to catch a soul. Prop the dead up in the parlor, paint their eyelids to look alive. Tell the grieving mothers that their spirit will rot. Mixed a new batch of silver in the dark room sink. Something unnatural in the water, darker than ink. Sat in the chair and pulled pulled the string to test the blinding light, but the face that developed ain't exactly looking human. Oh, the flash powder burns, but the shadow remains. Got the silver nitrate pumping through my veins. Look at the tin plate resting on the mantelpiece. The thing standing behind me is waiting for my breath. I try to walk to the basin, but my knees are turning to stone. Hear a metallic scraping deep inside the bone. My skin's getting gray, flaking off like rusted lead, while the man in the photograph is lifting up his hands. Oh, the flash powder burns, but the shadow remains. I'm locked in the parlor, bound by chemical chains. Every time the sun goes down, he takes another stride, stepping out the copper plate to tear away my soul. Right up to the frame. Smash the glass. He's opening his mouth. He's stealing my name. I fed him on gristle, I fed him on hate. Trained him to hunt past the iron gate. Biggest black bloodhound a holler ever saw. Nothing but teeth and a merciless jaw. But he turned on his master, so I put him in the pine. Thought I'd wash away the memory with a jug of cheap fear. Oh, the briar patch is rustling, but there ain't no breeze. Something heavy's moving through the cypress trees. Hear the drag of the chain, the scratch of the claw. A ghost in the night driving me mad. I bolted the heavy oak, I loaded up the shell, but the bedroom is reeking of a brimstone smell. Got the scent of wet fur, thick and dead. I can hear him sniffing right underneath the floorboards. Oh, the briar patch is rustling, but there ain't no breeze. The devil's hound is waking from the cypress trees. Hear the drag of the chain, the scratch of the claw, waiting for the judge to lay down the sentence. He's pacing in the hallway, back and forth. Ain't no escape to the south or the north. I look in the mirror, see the yellow eyes glare. He ain't in the yard, he's standing right on the stair. The doorknob is shaking, the hinges give way. Lord Almighty, I'm the one who's gotta bleed. Yeah, the briar patch is rustling, the wind is cold. I'm paying for the blood money, I was told. Ain't no use in running when the hound is blind. Reckon he's here to take what's his. lanterns dim, there ain't no salvation from a hound like him. Good boy, down boy. Miles out from the Louisiana shore, where the Gulf wind howls across the ocean floor, I tended the lantern on Dead Man's Shoal, but the devil whispered a price for my soul, told me to snuff out the heavy glass light, let the merchant ships crash in the dead of the fog. Oh, the tide is rolling, but it ain't bringing wood, ain't bringing the silver like I reckoned it would. It's bringing the sailors from the deep water graves, singing the shanty from beneath the dark stones. 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 I sit in the tower, lock the heavy iron hatch, fumbling in the dark for a sulfur match. I look out the window through the salty rime, watching the lights from the ocean climb. A dozen dead galleons shining up from the deep, waking a conscience that went to rot. Oh, the tide is rolling, the fog is too thick, the wick is dry, and the air makes me sick. Hear the wet boots marching up the spiral stair, bringing a reckoning I ain't ready to pay. 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 Step by step, the iron hinges are starting to groan. Step by step, I'm trapped at the top of flesh and bone. Step by step, I pour the oil to light up the flame, but it's just black sea water whispering my name. They're standing outside, I can hear the wet scrape. Lord Almighty, there ain't no like he said he would. Hear the wet boots marching right up to my door, reckon I ain't the keeper of the light no more. The match won't strike, the lantern's dead, just the ghosts of the Gulf inside my head. They're turning the wheel, they're breaking the seal. They're breaking the seal. dirty tear ain't rained a drop in my brother's dying year. I pulled the nightshade down his drinking well, claimed the deed to the farm when the poor boy fell. I reckon the secret was buried real deep, but the 17-year brood is waking from their guilt. Oh, the swarm is heavy, the air is thick, the buzzing in the pines is making me sick. But they ain't just chirping in the summer heat, they're humming Amazing Grace right to the bone. I board up the windows, I lock the screen door, but they're crawling through the cracks in the parlor floor. Millions of wings vibrating the exact same way, spelling out the words that I couldn't ever pray. Oh, the swarm is heavy, the air is thick, the devil's out yonder playing a trick. They're humming his song in the summer heat, drowning out the sound of my own heart. Stop! Dig it up! Dig it up! Yeah! Dig it up! Dig it up! The shells are crunching under my boots. Dig it up! They're tangled all up in the weeping roots. Dig it up! I pull the stones off the poison spring. Dig it up! But it ain't the bugs that are starting to sing. It's coming from the dark where the water used to be. My brother's down there, and he's waiting on. Yeah, the swarm is heavy, the air is thick, the poison I poured did the devil's trick. Ain't no bugs in the trees, it was all in my head, just me and the will and the voice of the damned. The cicadas went quiet, the humming is done. There's a hand reaching out, blocking the sun. Don't drink the water, son, it tastes like not a drop of rain since the month of May. Dust devil blew all the topsoil away. Old Dowser came walking with a hazelnut branch, swore he'd find salvation for my dying ranch. I drank from his spring, but I kept my gold, left him wandering blind in the bitter heat. I wake in the midnight, my throat is on fire. The devil is calling me a greedy liar. I crank the iron wheel, hear the rusty chain groan, but the bucket comes up full of dust and bone. Oh, the iron crank turns, but the bucket is dry. Ain't a lick of pity in the copper sky. Hear that wooden stick tapping on the stone below, calling up a judgment from the underground. The wind is howling through the empty shack. The water is gone and it ain't coming back. I look down the hole where the black water sleeps. The water ain't moving, but the shadow creeps. Oh, the iron crane turns, but the bucket is dry. I look up to the heavens, but I can't even cry. Hear that wooden stick tapping just a fathom away, leaving me parched at the end of my days. Crank it up, the pulley is screaming the rusty tool. Crank it up, underneath the glare of a sickle moon. Crank it up, I reach for a drink, but the water is ash. Crank it up, my throat is tearing like a razor slash. He's tap, 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 tapping on the masonry wall. Lord Almighty, he's answering up. Yeah, the iron crank turns, the hazel twig breaks, paying the toll for the choices I make. Ain't no salvation in the bottom of the well, just a thirsty man swallowing a mouthful of hell. 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 Throats on fire, lips are black, ain't no way of turning back. Drink the dust, son, it's all you got.